Ever wonder how businesses handle those huge recurring orders? Like when they've got a deal locked in for bulk purchases.
Yeah, like securing a sweet price on a ton of components for like a whole year.
Exactly. Today we're diving deep into how that actually works in the world of SAP. Specifically, SAP SD, which is sales and distribution.
Right, you've got that initial agreement, the quantity contract, but then how do you pull from that to actually get the stuff delivered when you need it?
That's what we're going to break down. How companies use SAP to create what are called calls against those contracts.
It's like turning that bulk agreement into individual orders.
And our guide for this journey, a handy SAP SD functional guide. Let's jump in.
Sounds good.
So first things first, if you're in SAP, where do you even begin with this whole process?
Well, the first stop is the sales order creation screen.
Which, for those familiar with SAP, that path usually looks like logistics, then sales and distribution, sales order, and finally create.
Yeah, or if you're a keyboard shortcut fan, transaction code VA01.
It's kind of the home base for kicking off any new sales order.
And right away, SAP wants to make sure everything is categorized correctly.
This is where that order type comes in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, what kind of sales document are we dealing with?
Exactly. And then there's some key organizational details, too.
Like the sales organization, the distribution channel, and division.
All crucial stuff. These basically determine who's selling, how they're selling, and what they're selling. Like, are we talking wholesale or retail? What specific products are involved?
And the cool thing is, a lot of times, SAP fills these in for you based on your user settings.
Yep, saves a ton of time.
Yeah.
Then you've got the sales office and salesperson group fields, usually optional, though.
Okay, so we're at the sales order screen.
Yeah.
But remember, we're not talking about just any regular order here.
Right. We need to connect it back to that quantity contract. That's the whole point.
And that's where the create with reference function comes in. You'll find this under sales document in the menu.
That's the magic phrase. Create with reference.
You're telling SAP, hey, this order is pulling from a pre-existing agreement.
And boom, SAP opens up a dialog box. Now click on the Contract tab.
Which is where you specify the exact contract number we're using.
Right on. And don't forget about the calling party. That's whoever's actually placing this specific order.
And here's a cool little safeguard. If something called Partner Authorization Control is active in your system, SAP actually checks if that calling party is allowed to use this contract.
Love it. Prevents any unauthorized ordering sprees.
Smart. Our guide also points out that sometimes you might have multiple delivery locations or ship-to parties set up in the contract.
Makes sense, especially if you're dealing with a big company with sites all over the place.
So if that's the case, SAP pops up a list of those options and you pick the right one for this delivery.